Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Caryn Gillen, and today we have a guest. Jane is here to talk to us about lots of things. She's a lifestyle coach, a Christian lifestyle coach, with a lot of different areas of expertise. One in particular that I'm curious about, both from a we need to know more about it place, but also from a how did you get there place. So, Jane, can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Hey, and thank you for inviting me on. It's a real pleasure. Yes, I'm a Christian lifestyle coach, and I coach women in midlife who are facing challenges with their health, chronic health problems. They may be divorced and wanting to date again, and wanting to do a career switch. I mean, all the things that I have gone through. So I like to concentrate on those challenges in midlife.
hmm Yeah, of which there are plenty, right?
Yes,
Plenty
there
to
are
focus on.
plenty. Yes. And what I focused on, or have, more recently, is helping women to reverse prediabetes, lose weight, and regain their health.
hmm So, what's interesting to me about prediabetes is that I've heard you say people don't know they have it, so they don't know it's a problem.
Mhm.
So, can we get the history on this? Why does this matter to you, for one?
Oh my gosh, it matters a lot to me. I'm really passionate about it because I noticed as I got older, I was gaining weight around my middle, but I didn't know why. I mean, I was already very health conscious, and I had been told in my 20s, I think it was, that I should eat 6 small meals a day because I have hypoglycemia. So that's what I've done my entire life
hmm
from age 20 on. And what I noticed as I got older was whenever I had a test for a physical, my fasting blood sugar was getting higher and higher and higher. Normal range is below 90 or so, and mine started creeping up into the 90s, and I thought, what is happening here? And then I was gaining weight around my middle, which I did not want. And I had remarried. I was very conscious of my health, and I was actually teaching faith-based weight loss at the time when I found out that I was pre-diabetic. But at any rate, I went to the doctor, and a friend of mine had actually told me that she was pre-diabetic and she had gained weight around her middle. So I insisted that the doctor test me. And she said, but you don't need to be tested for it. You don't have a problem. Your fasting insulin is below 100. And I said, well, but I know that something is going on. I could feel it in my body. And she said, but your insurance won't pay for it. Then she finally said, do you have a relative, close relative that is diabetic? And I said, yes, my brother is a type 2 diabetic and my sister is pre-diabetic. And she said, okay, well then we'll run it. And sure enough, I turned out to be pre-diabetic. But what was interesting was I was I was not really surprised. I knew something was going on,
hmm
but when I got the results, their instruction from their office was watch your carbs, and that was it. That was not helpful to me.
Because there's
So,
nothing they can do until they can prescribe insulin or something.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
a lot of the traditional doctors will say, well, you're pre-diabetic, watch your carbs, and then when you get to the diabetic, level, then, we'll start you on some medication. Now, they might start you on a medication, if you're getting close to diabetes, but correct. I mean, but they weren't helpful at all. And I just decided I was going to tackle this problem. And I researched and researched, and I started working with a functional medicine practitioner and nurse practitioner, actually. And she was the one who suggested start testing your blood sugar, finding out what foods, raise your blood sugar and don't raise your blood sugar.
hmm
And I was keeping track of that. And I quit eating sugar I started taking a lot more attention to the foods that I was eating, which,
Yeah.
as it turns out, 6 times a day, like one protein bar I was eating had 16 grams of sugar. So anyway, I cut out the sugar and I really cut out snacking in between meals, and I was able to reverse the prediabetes, and I lost 12 pounds, and I just thought, there are so many people out there who need to know this. So that's how I got started on this journey.
Yeah. And I mean, it seems like this is something we've all heard of. But what was going on with you that you heard something that's like a pre-medical diagnosis and it made you change your behavior? Because not everybody does. People hear that you're almost somewhere and they're like, great, I've got more time. But you were like, I'm gonna go turn this around.
Well, as I mentioned, I'm a Christian lifestyle coach, and I want to be a good steward of my body, the body that God gave me.
Hmm.
So I thought, if I'm going to take good care of this, I need to do whatever's necessary to turn this around. And for sure, I did not want to be diabetic. I
Right.
want to enjoy my time with my grandkids. I wanted to feel good in my older age, and I just wanted to feel good
Yeah.
and take care of my body. So that's what spurred me on.
Yeah. So it wasn't about, you didn't focus on what I can't have. You were focusing on what I'm gonna live for.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that you can eat and do about prediabetes that is not deprivation. It's a choice. I mean, it is a choice,
Hmm.
and some of it is not easy, because if you're used to eating processed foods and things with sugar, sugary drinks and all, I mean, it's not easy, but excuse me, it's not simple, but it can be easy if
Hmm.
you have the right mindset to really want to change.
Right. Okay. So for somebody who, I mean, the reason we're having this conversation is everybody listening to my podcast is between the, like, most of them are over 40, right? And so this is a conversation that's
Mhm.
potentially going to happen for some of these people listening, or maybe it already has. What are the symptoms for you? Like you said, I felt off. I knew something was up. What did you notice? Because it sounds like you're pretty body aware that somebody who
Mhm.
isn't as aware of their body might not have picked up on yet.
What I picked up on was thought that I was eating relatively healthy. I mean, I wasn't somebody who ate, cookies in the closet and that kind of thing. But the weight was coming on around my middle. Muffin top, I was going up in sizes, and I didn't understand why that was happening, because I mean, I sort of tracked calories. I'm like, I'm not eating that much.
Hmm.
So it turned out to be what I was eating that made the difference, not calories.
Hmm.
And so that was the big
You
that
just felt kind of confused about, you're not getting the same response you used to.
yes. And a lot of women in midlife, they've heard that when you get to be premenopausal or menopausal, you're going to gain weight around your middle. That's just
Right.
natural.
Right.
Well, it's true that your hormones do shift, but that extra weight gain, it really isn't necessary if you make some shifts in what you're eating and what you're doing.
Okay. I was curious about that because that is what you hear. Go through menopause and then you hold weight differently. So it's related, but not the same.
It depends a lot on what you are eating and drinking, because if you are eating processed foods, which cause your blood sugar to spike, or if you're drinking sodas that cause your blood sugar to spike, your body can only handle so much sugar before it starts storing it as fat, because your insulin is rising and it's rising and it's rising, and you become insulin resistant. Your body says, wait a minute, I can only take so much glucose, so I'm going to close off these cells, and it's going to continue to circulate in your body. And insulin is a fat storing hormone. So you've got a lot of insulin floating around in your body. You're going to store it, and the first place it's going to store is around your belly.
All right. Okay.
That's what I've learned, and that's what I've seen, and that's what I help my clients with because it's happened to all of them and me.
Right. Okay. What's the Can you tell us a fun client story about someone who's really taken this on? Besides you, you've done it.
Yes, well, I had a client last summer who was not only pre-diabetic, she had a very stressful job. She was almost 50. She was 48, and she knew that she wanted to be healthier. She had numerous, like high blood pressure. She had other health problems, but she wanted to feel good when she turned 50. And one of the things she told me was that she wanted to be a trophy wife for her husband. Like
Okay.
she wanted to feel good on his arm,
Hmm.
and he was totally supportive of her before she ever lost the weight and did all the things. But she wanted to feel good in her skin and, you know, feel, sexy and feel vibrant and, have clothes that she could buy that were attractive, all the things. And so
Hmm.
that's what we did. I mean, that's at the very end, she had lost 19 pounds and she was down several dress sizes and she was buying things so she could go to Thailand and swim, with her bathing suit, and she had a two-piece bathing suit, and so she was just ecstatic at the end. But it was cute the way she laughed when she said, "I want to be a trophy wife," but I got that because I
Yeah.
kind of feel the same way.
Uh-huh. I love it. You get to want whatever you want,
Hmm.
and then you help people create it, which is nice.
Right. I mean, there's the health aspects to it,
Hmm.
and then there's the feeling good in your skin aspect to it, and energy, and just feeling having fun and having it, just feel vibrant and all the things. It's
Hmm.
not just the numbers.
Yeah. I like it. And it makes me think about can we talk about your business for a second?
Sure.
Okay. Because you're someone who works with people, women,
Mhm,
mostly Christian women, doing the health stuff, the body transformation,
mhm,
then dressing those bodies in clothes that work for them and make them feel into those goals even more.
mhm,
The dating stuff, which
mhm.
I mean, all these things feel super related to me.
Yeah.
Um, I just love that you can meet someone where they are and help them with so many things at once through all those post midlife transitions. Because it's like
Lots of things.
I
Mhm,
remember even when my mom stopped dyeing her hair, she realized all of her colors had changed. Like she couldn't wear the clothes she had because
mm.
it was the dyed hair clothes versus the silver hair clothes or just a different color palette.
Oh, yeah, I mean, your skin tone changes,
Yeah.
even how you feel about how you wanna dress. I mean, it's just different. Like, take, for instance, like, ripped jeans.
Mhm.
I myself don't wear them,
Mhm.
okay? I just think I look ridiculous. I would look ridiculous in them, but and there are 60-something women who still like that. That's their
Mhm.
thing. And so when I work with a style client, I mean, we try on all different kinds of things, and they tell me, like what's what their vision is, how they want to feel. That's super important. How they want to
Mhm.
feel in their clothes and a lot of times they will say, "Well, I'm gonna lose weight first before I buy any new clothes." And
Right.
generally I say, "Hold on. Let's consider buying a few things in the interim, kind of
Mhm.
moving towards where you want to go, but not in a so small a size you can't fit into it, but something that will um, inspire you to keep going." And a lot of times they'll have it in their own closet because I do shop the closet kind of a thing, and they'll
Yeah,
bring
nice.
out a dress they haven't worn in years and
Yeah.
say, "Oh, wow, I can fit into this again, and this is so fun." And
Yeah. There's so much of what you're doing that really is about that felt experience of your life and getting at how you want to feel in your skin and in your life. And I guess I'm wondering what's one of your favorite tools to use with people, whether it's to see themselves in the new clothes or see themselves in the healthier body. Like how do you How do you like to help people get there?
One of the first things that I ask them when we have a consultation call, I'll say, "Where are you now? Where are you feeling like you are now?" But what I want to hear is, what do you want this to look like on the other end?
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to feel? How do you want to look? How do you want to spend your time? All the things. And they'll tell me, I want to travel with my husband. I want to feel comfortable sitting in airplane seats. I want to be able to walk long distances while we travel.
Mm-hmm.
I want to feel sexy when I go out on a date with my husband. Or if you're not married and you're dating, I want to feel I want to learn how to flirt. I want to, learn how to feel good again and live my life the way I want to live it and not kind of be stuck here in this place where I don't feel good about myself. I don't feel good about my clothes. I don't feel good about my health, all those things. And so that's the fun part about it is I want to see their vision. I want to talk to them about their vision for how they want it to look. And we go from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is, I mean, I think more now, but we don't hear a lot about what women want past midlife, right? Like all the things that we're all trained to want, we have all those by the time we have kids. Usually
Mhm.
that's like the house, the kids, the job, the whatever. And so you're really taking people into the midlife desires and beyond and what that can look like and what it can feel like. And it seems like it's a little bit of a new frontier. Does it feel that way?
Yeah, it's a new frontier because I think now women are wanting to explore more things in their life after 50. Like they're thinking to themselves, I've done all the things. I've been married, I've raised a family, and what's next? What next would be fun? What next would be inspiring? What next would be, you know, be life-giving
Mhm.
for me in the future? And that's kind of fun to explore with people.
Yeah.
Um, I had a client who she was in her 50s. She was a caregiver for her mother who had dementia. She had gotten divorced recently. She was considering going back to her ex-husband, but she also was thinking, I really don't want to go back to I don't want to fall back on that. And she was snacking in the afternoons because she was so stressed about all this, and she was thinking about retiring.
Wow.
So
That's a lot of transitions all rolled up
there's a
together.
lot of transitions, and so it was fun to just go through all the things one by one and work on those things. And so that's a lot of the fun I have with working with clients is and what she was going to wear, the
Mhm.
new things that she might want to wear. So um yeah, I mean it's just a blast to help people out of the kind of stuck place they are now and not moving anywhere into what's next and what's possible.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
fun.
From really like, is this all there is to like,
Mhm.
there's everything. Everything's on the
Well,
table.
yes. I mean, I met my husband when I was 49, almost 50. And so we got married when I was 53. So I mean, my daughter was grown and gone.
Hmm.
So I had no idea what was going to be happening in the future.
Right.
And yeah, so we've been married 19 years. It's been awesome. But it was not what I was expecting. And the man that him when I was dating found out that he had a 7-year-old son. I'm like, what?
Whoa.
Now, am I going to start over? I have to really think about this. And he was 8.5 years younger than me.
Right.
Not what I expected. So you just never know what left or turns that God can throw your way.
Right.
Um, but it turned out great. But I mean, you just don't know what's ahead, and it's fun to explore all the
And,
things.
and where in all of that did you decide to become a coach?
I I had worked for the state of Florida for 22 years. I knew that I was ready to quit doing that, the same thing. I worked in disease control. I mean, it was super interesting,
Hmm.
but I got the opportunity to take early retirement, and then I thought, now what? What's next? What am I going
Yeah.
to do? Well, I found out my daughter was pregnant with twins. I got to go through that whole thing with her, which was fantastic. And then I sort of felt like my mind was turning to mush. And so I have a part-time job I still work at the FSU College of Medicine, a research assistant job. But as I was doing that, I knew that I wanted to do something fun. And so I helped somebody with their closet and shopping. And she said to me, you should do this for a business. And I thought, oh my gosh, you mean I can do this for a business?
Mm-hmm.
And so I started the styling business. And then from there, I called that my business was called Lifestyles by Jane. And so I knew because I had read Martha Beck books that I
Right.
really resonated with Martha Beck. And so
Yeah.
I got trained by her and went through her, program and loved it. And yeah, I mean, ever since then, I've loved helping people, expand their lives and get out from being stuck. And so it was a transition of figuring out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, and being a life coach was one of them because, I've been through divorce. I have had chronic health challenges, not just the prediabetes, and I've dated in my 40s and all the things. And so I knew that I would be able to help people, get through all those things and navigate them and thrive afterwards. So that's what I've been doing.
I love it. And there's something that's coming through like in all of your answers is that you're interested and you're interesting. Like you're curious, you're looking for what's fun. You've said fun a number of times and you've said get unstuck a number of times. So it seems like if your clients are looking to get unstuck and if they're looking to add some fun, you're going to be a really good fit for them.
Yeah, I knew that in my midlife and beyond, I did not want to be stuck, feeling unhealthy, and bored and all the things. I mean, I'm 71 and I take good care of myself, and I'm able to do fun things with my husband and my family, grandkids, and all the things. And so that was important to me, and I think it's important to most people. Most women now, they're looking to do more inspiring things, fun things, exploratory things
Mhm.
later in life. And so I love going on that journey with them.
Yeah, I love that. What's
Mm.
your greatest hope for women right now? For women who are post midlife? What is midlife anyway? Is there a range or is it a certain number?
Well, I mean, you could say 50 or above, but
Okay.
yeah, but
We're all living to 100 now.
right. So
Yeah.
questionable where midlife falls at
Okay.
this point. So what was the question again?
What's your hope? What are your dreams for women
Oh, my
post midlife?
dream. I just want to help women feel better about themselves, about their bodies, about their life. My dream and my hope is that they see themselves as God's masterpiece and take advantage of all the life that they have ahead of them, and just have fun and feel
Mhm.
good. That's my dream.
Have fun, feel good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically. That's
I
it.
love it. I love
Yeah.
this is a good mission.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I have a question, because this is something, a decade ago or however long, I did some weight loss coaching myself.
Yes, I remember
And
that.
and one of the things that continues for me to like catch my brain is the difference between making health choices and food choices for health versus weight loss, and how to not let any weight loss drama get caught up in any health choices. And I'm just curious what your like any conversation pieces you have around that or things you've helped people with.
Well, before I started concentrating on the prediabetes, I was doing weight loss coaching. And it's important when I'm working with the women to bring in all the aspects of their life, all that are being affected by how they feel about their weight.
Mhm.
So, how is it affecting your marriage? How is it affecting all the things you want to do. And it's not just about the food. We work a lot on, just working on yourself, feeling better about your body, taking self-care,
Mhm.
taking good care of yourself. So it's not just about the weight loss. It's way more than that. A lot of it is the working on the kind of thoughts you're having about yourself, and how to adjust those to, live a life where you feel good about yourself
Mhm.
versus being so critical and just defeated about the control you have over your life, and your habits. And also a lot of it is basically working on your thoughts and beliefs, the things that you've brought from your past. So yeah, it's definitely not just about the weight loss. And yes, when there's a health consideration built into that, to me, it made a difference.
Yeah, it seems like it.
It made a big difference because, I had tried for years to lose weight, and I probably could have done it um, on my own, and weight, lose and then gain some back and then lose. And I tried lots of different things. But when I was confronted with the fact that my habits that I thought were healthy had thrown me into prediabetes, and I'm sure that I was or insulin resistant way before I was actually diagnosed. Because
Mhm.
if I look back on my the way I had eaten, I'd always been somebody who liked sweets. So when I got the diagnosis, I just said, "Whoa, okay, no, we aren't going to," because the thought of diabetes scared me so badly that, I didn't want to, suffer the things that the diabetics do. And so I was highly motivated.
Right.
To me, the weight loss was a bonus.
Yeah, secondary to the health stuff.
Hmm.
So you
Yeah,
were
I mean, yeah.
yeah, you had one of those kind of I mean, we've all heard of those people who hear a diagnose like lung cancer, stop smoking, never smoked again. Like those kind of things that can be handy when we're
Hmm.
wanting to change habits. But yeah,
Hmm.
okay.
Well, and even if you get the diagnosis of prediabetes, for some people, it's not a big enough scare because
Mhm.
it does require changing your habits and, giving up maybe your bread or giving up your wine or giving up your, whatever it is. Um, and so those are the things that we work on, because that is why people come to me, because they want to make a change. They just don't know how to do it on their own.
Right.
Um, so yeah, that's the bonus I get from working with them, is that I help them take the next step to making the actual changes. They know they want to not be pre-diabetic, but they don't really know how to get there on their own.
Right. Yeah, so a combination of the mindset stuff to make
Mhm.
change and then also your don't you have some special certification in this pre-diabetes work?
Yes, I got certified as with Apollo Health. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother area of interest for me, because you can actually have an impact on Alzheimer's and dementia, whether you develop it or not, or if you've already started down that path to reverse Alzheimer's dementia without medicine. I mean, it is, and that, again, it's a lifestyle, choices, but that is such new research that and studies that are coming out, that just by changing lifestyle things like your diet, like your exercise, like your sleep, plus, eliminating some of the toxins you might have, some of the underlying infections. But it's so exciting to think about, we can actually reverse Alzheimer's dementia. It's just amazing. So I got certified in that area as well.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
very cool.
So you've got the whole toolbox. Post
Hmm.
midlife toolbox, go for Jane.
I hope so,
Seems
because
like
I
it.
sure can help them with a lot of things. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would want to share or make sure people know?
I like to look at midlife as it's midlife and beyond. It's like like space and beyond. There's so much
Yeah.
that can be accomplished ahead of you that when you're 50 or 60 or even 70, there's so much you can do that's fun, that can help you be healthy and have energy. And so I just want people to know that all things are possible, after age 50. And if I can help them get there and enjoy whatever time they have left, I mean, that's golden for me.
I love that. Thanks for
Mhm.
saying that.
Mhm.
That feels really important. And what an impactful thing if everyone over 50 is having fun, is curious, is interested, is doing what they want. I feel like that would be a really important thing for everyone.
I just think it hurts my heart to think about women in their 50s and 60s and 70s who've just kind of given up and assumed that at this stage of their life that's it. That's all there is. And that's just not true. There's so much to explore and so many ways to feel better, and there's just so much to do that sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. Thank you for being an example.
Thank you. I like
Yeah.
to be that.
Yeah. And I know you have something to share with everybody listening. Can you tell us about it?
Yes. Okay. I actually have two things.
Okay.
Um, I have two free resources. One is Reverse Prediabetes in 6 steps. And if you download that, that will help you get started on the path to reversing
Cool.
the prediabetes because you can.
Awesome.
Um, yes. And the other one I have is how to feel better, look good, and have more confidence in 7 days. And the links for both of those, Caryn will put in the show notes. But the first one is www.janespringer.com/prediabetes. Very simple. The other one is janespringer.com/feel better.
Okay.
And
Cool.
it's lots of fun. And, you know, just, download it and have some fun with it.
Yeah. Go explore.
Go explore. Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here and for sharing all the
So
ways.
thank you so much for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. For all of us who didn't know we needed a post midlife pep talk, there it was. Sky's the limit. Jane, thank you for being here. It was great to have you and your energy and your interest and your curiosity and your knowledge. That was fun just to kind of weave around in all the possibility. There's more than this. All right. If you know someone who's 50 older and you want to share that episode with them, I hope that you will, because I think they might get a kick out of it. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for being here.